Welcome to another Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King. Thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. Each week we have different organizations send their members in to talk about what's going on around the area. And boy, we've got a lot of organizations around our viewing area. And many times we learn about the organizations that actually we don't know what all they do. And they affect a lot of people in our viewing area. We do appreciate all the many volunteers of all these organizations that spend a lot of their own time to help make sure that our community is the best it can be. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We're going to talk with, we'll just wait and see. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hello, this is Michelle from Nature's Wonders. It's time to start planning that special family feast to bring us together and celebrate how thankful we are. If this thought makes you worry about how terrible you will feel afterward, come see us. You don't have to sacrifice health and well-being for delicious food. At Nature's Wonders, you'll find organic and free-range turkeys, organic and local produce, organic ingredients for all your favorite side dishes, and even restricted diet options. Reserve your turkey today. They go quickly. Thank you for shopping with us at Nature's Wonders on Highway 65 in Harrison next to Thompson's Ace Hardware.
Sullivan Pharmacy has been serving your prescription needs for over 40 years. Our professional staff is glad to assist you with prescriptions, over-the-counter medicines, and healthcare products. Stop by Sullivan Pharmacy if you have questions about Medicare Part D, and we'll be glad to help. If you're in a hurry, use our convenient drive-through window so you don't have to get out of your car. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 North Main Street in Harrison, helping you feel better since 1965.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. We've got some interesting guests for the first part of our show today. Michelle Ross actually has taken on a new job. She's going to be an elf for the holidays, so she's all dressed up in her attire. We have Robin Arnold and we have Tiki. Is that right?
That's correct.
But Tiki's been a very good dog so far. She is sitting right there in Robin's lap, and she didn't really want to leave Robin. She's pretty attached to her, so we had to have Kay move out of the picture and Robin come in. So we did a little switch there, but it's good to have Tiki here. Let's talk just a minute. We've got some different things we want to tell you about today that the Humane Society is doing during the holidays, but a little bit about the real issue. It's Tiki and all the animals at the Ozark Humane Society. They need a good home. The Ozark Humane Society, maybe between the two of you, on average, there's how many dogs and cats do you usually have? I mean, I know they go in and out, but... We
usually have about 85, 86
wow.
dogs and an average 25, 30 cats.
Wow, that is amazing. You know, the Ozark Humane Society has been here for many, many years. Unfortunately, they're at the point where they've outgrown the facilities. That's not a good issue, but it is good for the fact that these pets have somewhere to hopefully be until some family takes them in and loves them and takes care of them from now on. But there's been a little bit of talk about some point in time maybe having a new facility, and I know that there's a lot of work being done to that. It's a very costly situation, and we won't get into details on that. But volunteers are always needed. I know that
Absolutely.
For sure. Here's a good example of a great volunteer. Michelle, I've known for a long time, and she's been involved in the Humane Society. And Michelle, you're going to talk about a couple of events coming up. I like your outfit today.
Thank you very much.
It's so Christmassy.
Yes, it's festive for sure. Festive.
Very festive. But Michelle, just maybe a little bit. You're a volunteer and helped them so many different ways. I know you need volunteers always. There's never enough people to volunteer, and you've got the thrift shop as well. So maybe a little bit about some of the things that you could, maybe the viewing audience could help you with.
Yeah. Absolutely. So just on the day-to-day, we have the thrift store, like you said, which is our main source of income for the shelter. We rely heavily on the thrift store, and the people, the manager who works there, and we have a couple of paid employees, and the volunteers who work there do an incredible job with a very, very small staff. So we always need volunteers there, and Kay Snow is the manager there, and I know she would love to have people show up and be willing to help and sort things and get things out on the floor. And then Robin is the manager at the shelter itself, and again does an astronomical amount of work with a very small staff. And I know Robin would not turn away anyone showing up who
Absolutely
wanted to come help out there. I'm sure there's a list of things to do all the time, and it's also kind of fun. It's a fun thing to do. I'm not out there nearly as much as I would like to be, but it's a fun thing to do. It's messy, and it's all the things you would expect taking care of dogs and cats, but it's rewarding because of little ones like Tiki. They appreciate it very much, and I know Robin and the staff would appreciate it. And also different events we do throughout the year, like the ones we're going to talk about today. And we just had a very successful spay-neuter clinic, and took a lot of volunteers to help put that on as well. And so there's lots of opportunities. And if you get with, with any of us, I know, if you know where to find me at Nature's Wonders, I'd certainly point you in the right direction. But if you wanted to go visit with Robin at the shelter or with Kay at the thrift store, I know they'd be happy to find something to let you help out with.
You just had a very successful event recently. Your
Trivia
that's
night.
a record crowd. They had the trivia night again. I think this is the fourth.
This was the fourth
year,
Mm-hmm.
and they had it at the Comfort Inn, and they had a record group of people. It's gotten to be so competitive. Great fundraiser for the Humane Society, and the Humane Society basically have to generate their own funds. I mean, without the thrift store and donations from people like you out there, they couldn't make it work. And these events that they come up with to raise more money and spend a lot of time, and I know it was a fun deal, but you spent a lot of time getting ready for it again.
And trivia night was the same way. It took a lot of volunteers and everything, but it came off nicely, and it was a fun night. And 18 teams, and the same team has won 3 of the 4 years. So the adopters, I have to give a shout out to them. And so people need to be studying up right now and planning for next year to come back and challenge the adopters, because they've won 3 out of the 4 years. They're pretty impressive.
They're dominating the trivia.
They are. They are.
We were talking about volunteers, and if you could help at the thrift store or at the Humane Society, help Robin out, or if you happen to want to donate a little money, it's not too small. They had a campaign recently, $10, and it goes a long way when you're talking about vaccinating and taking care of these animals and buying food, or if you'd like to take some food out or snacks. These animals love snacks. So anything you could do to help, small as it may be, it's not trivial to them. It means a lot. Let's get into a couple of events coming up, and I'll let you take off with the first one. Let's just talk about the first one that you're going to be doing.
Okay, so Angel Trees, we'll talk about first. Angel Trees we've done for several years now, and is always a steady fundraiser for the shelter, and we do it around the holidays. And there's Christmas trees that go up around town at different locations, which we'll mention in a minute. And on those trees, you'll see pictures of some of the animals that are at the shelter who are waiting for forever homes. So some of the dogs and cats, it'll have their name with an envelope hanging on the tree. So when you see those trees around town at the different locations, you can take one of those off the tree and either make your donation there at that business. They'll take your donation, or you can put the money in the envelope and mail it in. Say, for example, you don't have any money on you, but you still want to help out. Just take it with you. The envelope is already addressed, and you just put some money in it and mail it in, and it'll get to us. And that's and then of course you get the picture of the animal that you sponsored, which is really cool. And there's no set amount of money, just really any amount you are able to spare. And so those are around town. You can look for those at different locations, and because this is the most I think we've ever had. I'm pretty sure the most locations, and I couldn't quite keep them all straight, so I had you write them down.
You had me write them down. So I'll do this. Cause for Paws, which is their thrift store over on Crandall. Nature's Wonders, everybody knows where Nature's Wonders is, on Highway 65 North. Hudson's Grocery, Pal Feed, Puppy Love, Pampered Paws, Harrison Animal Clinic, and Boone County Veterinarian. I think I got them all there.
Yes.
So any of those locations. How long will the trees stay up?
The trees will be going up during this week. All of our volunteers have been assigned different businesses. We'll get those up this week, and they'll be up until the week after Christmas.
Very good.
And so you can count on them now through Christmas for sure. And we appreciate those businesses as well. I forgot to say that, allowing us to, sparing the space for us to put those trees up, because they really help out a lot.
There's so many. We talk about these organizations. There's so many of them. But I must say, we live in a community that is very giving. The businesses, the individuals may not be able to give a lot, but everybody always seems like they help out, and they even help these animals that need a good home. So remember, during the holidays, I'll throw this out. If you're looking for something for the kids or for the family that would be there from now on, go to the Humane Society. It's very rewarding to watch these pets, and you can see how good this one is right here. Tiki's a wonderful pet. Okay, got about 4 minutes. Now, the picture thing, let's talk about that.
Pet Pictures with Santa. This is the
Yes.
first year we're doing this, and I'm really excited about it.
The
It's going to be, yes, I will be in costume this Saturday. It's at our Cause for Paws thrift store.
Okay.
Saturday, December 2nd, and Saturday, December 9th. We're doing it 2 days
2 times.
from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So you can come down to the thrift store, and it's a $10 donation. It's all the money goes right to the Humane Society, and you'll be able to get your pet's photo with Santa, which is a really fun thing. And then we'll have Santa there, of course, and we'll have some helpers, elf helpers, and different helpers.
Just
And,
helpers in general.
We've got a really beautiful setting, a little backdrop to put the pictures in front of. It's gonna be really
Nice.
fun.
That's
So
nice.
I would encourage
So do
everybody
they
to
get
get
their
out.
picture right then?
They get a printed out photo right then,
Right then.
yes, that they can take with them. So
Very nice.
yes,
So
yes.
you'll be holding some of the pets,
I'm
helping
gonna-
Santa Claus.
I'm going to hold as many pets as I possibly can, yeah. And yes, helping Santa, because I'm sure there's going to be a few pets that are a little nervous to get their photo with Santa. So hopefully we can get them calm and get them ready.
I like on your form she put well-behaved pets.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I guess it's kind of like if you take your child to sit on Santa's lap, and you've seen some children that Santa just scares the dickens out of, and then some of them just love it. They don't want to get off Santa's lap. I'm sure the pets are going to be the same way. Some of them are going to be like Tiki, easy to get along with, just glad to be there, and then there's going to be some a little nervous.
Yes,
That
for
was-
sure, for sure. So,
So-
but yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun thing.
We've got a couple minutes here, but these fundraisers are so important because it takes a lot to operate the Humane Society. When you're talking about 80, 85 dogs and 20 or 30 cats at any given time, more or less, that's a lot of animals to take care of. And the cost of feeding, the vaccinating of the animals, and they have a pretty good rapport, I must say. Through the years, they've had the veterinarians that have worked very closely with the Ozark Humane Society and helped them out from a cost standpoint, and that can be very costly, as you all know if you have a pet out there. But to be able to take care of these animals and keep them fed and watered and bathed and take care of, and hey, if you don't have a pet, maybe you can't have a pet. But if you'd like to walk a pet, they would love to have you come out and just take the pets for a walk. They'll furnish you a leash. You can walk around the area, and these pets love to get out of those cages. I know. I've been out there numerous times.
Absolutely.
And Robin, you would agree
Yes,
with that.
100%, yes.
And it's helpful for them to be socialized because it helps
Yes.
when potential adopters come
Sure.
meet them. The
Sure.
more they can be socialized. A lot of them have never been on a leash or have never been, when they arrive at the shelter, I mean.
Absolutely.
So the time they spend with volunteers really helps.
Okay. Well, you guys, obviously, the volunteers like Michelle and of course, Kay sitting over here, she couldn't get in the picture because Tiki'd rather sit with you, Robin. No, nothing against Kay. But anyway, it's
She's
all
snoring.
the workers and all the volunteers. And again, before we run out of time, let's remind them once again, okay, the trees will be going up this week. Is that
Yes.
correct? And so they'll see those out there.
Angel trees, yes, you can look for them starting this week through
Okay.
through the week after Christmas.
Okay. Take
At
a
the different
picture.
locations we mentioned, yes, just take a photo and an envelope off the tree and either make your donation there at that business or take the envelope with you, put your money in, and mail it to the shelter.
Mail it to the shelter. Okay, and then get your pet's picture made, I should say, with Santa Claus and the elves, and they will be doing that at the Cause for Paws thrift stores. They're real easy to find, right on Crandall off the bypass here, and they'll be doing that 2 dates, December 2nd and December the 9th, from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. So go buy $10. They'll give you the picture right there, so you can take it with you, and be some cute pictures, I promise you, with Santa and with Michelle and all the other individuals there helping out. Thank you
Yes.
both for coming in.
Thank you.
Tiki did a great job.
She did, didn't she?
Yeah, you picked a good one.
She's
You always bring a different
She's a
one.
natural star.
Yeah. Good luck with your promotion. promotions.
Thank
and,
you.
And again, thanks to all the volunteers, Kay,
Thank
of
you.
course, and all of you out there. Great job at the Ozark Humane Society. Don't forget about them during the holidays. Stay with us. Be back in a moment, and we're going to talk, kind of switched a little bit. We're going to talk about the seniors in the area. We're going to talk with Chris Kendall from the Senior Center and what they'll be doing during the holidays for all the seniors out there. Stay with us.
Gifts, gifts, and more gifts. That's what you'll find at Sisters Flower and Gift Shop. Come in and browse their vast assortment of unique Christmas ornaments, wreaths, and wall decor. For the holidays, Sisters has added a new line of non-traditional wooden Christmas trees, reindeer, and other holiday characters. Whether you're looking for a bold centerpiece, an artistic floral arrangement, holiday dinnerware and serving pieces, or crystal candle holders, Sisters has something for everyone. Sisters Flower and Gift Shop. We are so much more than flowers.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thank you for joining us on the Connection Show this week. Our next guest in the studio comes to see us about every month because there's so many things that go on there. From the Boone County Senior Center, Chris Kendall. Chris, thank you so much for coming in. I know busy time for you out there as always. A little bit, always kind of want to tell the public out there a little bit about the Senior Center because you do so many different things, and probably there's a lot of seniors out there that may not have been out there or had the opportunity that really should come out and at least check it out. Just a little bit, kind of tell about what all you do out there.
Sure. We serve a lunch every day from 11 to 12:30, Monday through Friday, of course, and on the weekends and the holidays we're closed, but we do the home delivered meals out of the Senior Center as well. And so those times that we do have holidays, we do send out extra frozen meals so that they still do have a meal on that day. And then we send frozen meals for the weekends as well. And that way, you know, they still have food on the weekends if they need it. We also have our gym equipment and our exercise classes that we have. We usually have a class every day, unless for some reason we've had to cancel that class, and that doesn't happen very often.
Right.
During the holidays, we do have some instructors that go out of town to visit with their families, and so occasionally we do, we post that we won't have a class that day. Our international folk dancing classes, we have that once a week. That's moved to Wednesdays now. They will not have classes the last week of December because the instructor will be out that week.
Okay.
But she's very good about letting the participants know. And then we also have our transportation service that we go and pick people up from their homes, or if they've gotten a ride to somewhere and they just need a ride home, then we'll pick them up and we'll take them home. And the home delivered meal service and the transportation service is available throughout the county. And so if you live out in Lead Hill or Alpena, Valley Springs, anywhere within Boone County, we can still serve.
Wow. Since you're covering the entire county, I mean that's a big area. How do you try to coordinate or I don't know if I should say coordinate maybe, but if you got people that utilize, say, your transportation service and they live at Diamond City or Lead Hill or wherever, do you try to coordinate with others to see if how do you keep from having to go back and forth so many times?
But sometimes we do go back and forth just for one person. But if there happens to be somebody who has an appointment, or if they just need to go grocery shopping or to Walmart, then yes, we'll try to coordinate those to where they can all go together. And even in town, we'll do the same thing.
Right.
If we know of 2 or 3 people that's going to Walmart, then we'll pick them up at the same time and drop them off at Walmart at the same time, and hopefully they can be finished around the same time as well, so that we don't have to make as many trips. We have 2 drivers that work in the mornings and then 1 that works in the afternoon. And so, it has just worked out that our mornings are more busy, and so we have the 2 drivers in the morning. And then our home delivered meals, what we do with that is we go in a certain direction each day. We'll go to Diamond City one day, and then we'll go out out 7 South towards Jasper on another day, and we'll go up to Omaha and
Kind of make a run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you, with taking on the county, I know at one time your meals were basically, you had to live in the city of Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
By taking on the county, not only did you take on a lot more responsibility, but the cost, you must have had a tremendous cost change. Mm-hmm. Fuel and more food. Was that a big burden on you to take that on?
Well, our fundraising goal is a lot higher this year, and of course we're still fundraising, trying to reach that goal of $45,000 to get a new home delivered meal truck, so that we're not using a van to go out into the county to deliver those meals. Not only is there expense of the gas, but the temperature of the food. We have to make sure that everything stays cool, and
Sure.
so we've had to utilize coolers to keep those meals frozen. With the home delivered meal truck, we would be able to use it in town and outside of town as well, and so that would be a great cost savings for us to be able to use another home delivered meal truck instead of the van. But we're about halfway to our goal, and so we're still in need of about $20,000 to reach our goal for the home delivered meal truck. And of course, volunteers are always needed for the senior center. We can use help in the kitchen, but home delivered meals is one of the major needs that we have right now, and that's just an hour a day a week. Sometimes it's even an hour a day a month. It's whatever time that you can afford to give us. And the more volunteers that we have, the more that we can break the routes out, and the more people that we can serve. And so, the less time it would take for each volunteer to deliver the meals. And so, right now we have about 20 people who are volunteering to deliver our meals, but we could use probably another at least 5 more people, if not 7 to 10.
Wow. Since you're using a van, if somebody wanted to volunteer to help you deliver, do they have to have a CDL or anything for that? Because you're just a regular van, is it?
Well,
the truck's not probably big enough to require that, is it?
The home delivered meals, if they volunteer on a route for the home delivered meals, they use their own vehicle.
Okay.
And a lot of people are more comfortable that way because
Okay.
they don't have the responsibility of driving somebody else's vehicle.
Okay.
They're
Gotcha.
more comfortable in their own vehicle.
Okay.
So
that works out good for both entities.
It
I'm
does,
sure.
yes.
Your funding, in fact, we're going to talk a little bit about that with one of your events, but basically your senior center funding, where do you get your funding, or how does it come in?
49% of our funding is from state and federal grants, and so when someone comes in and uses our services, we submit to the state and federal that we have served this person for this service, and then they give us a partial reimbursement for that service.
Okay.
And so it's usually about half of our cost of whatever it is, whatever the service is. For example, a meal costs us about $6 to produce.
Okay.
And so the state and federal grants cover about half of that cost, about $3. And that's why we ask for a $3 donation when people come in and use our services to help cover the other cost of that meal. We understand that some people cannot afford that cost, and so we will not deny services to people who can't afford to give a donation. Any donation is appreciated. If you can only afford to give $1 per meal, then we're okay with that. We do fundraisers. The United Way of Boone County gives us a portion. They gave us $8,000 this year. And then the Quorum Courts of Boone County gave us $12,000 this year. $12,500. But our operating budget this year is, I believe it's about $465,000.
I was trying to say, you've got a big budget.
We do, and so our fundraising goal for this year is $65,000. And so the events that we have coming up, we could really use the community support to, and even if you're not coming to an event, even if you just want to make a donation. One thing that we're doing for the holidays, and we can do this for birthdays and just thinking of you cards, things like that. I've gotten to where, I I don't need things. I don't have, anything that I need. I've already been given for Christmas, and
right.
so, people ask me, what do I want for Christmas? Well, I would like for somebody to make a donation to the senior center in lieu of giving me a gift.
That's a good idea.
And so,
Excuse me.
if you're to that point in your life where there's really nothing that you need or want for Christmas, ask for your loved ones to give a donation to the senior center on your behalf, and we'll put an ornament on the Christmas tree with your name on it, and then we'll also send a card to that person stating that someone has made a gift to the senior center in their honor.
That's a great idea. We got about 3 or 4 minutes. Let's get into some of your stuff here.
Our Christmas lunch will be the 15th, and that will be 11 to 12:30, and we'll have ham and all the trimmings to go along with that ham. And then on the 16th, which is a Saturday, we're going to have our Share the Love event. This is the Subaru Share the Love event. They will give $250 to the foundation of your choice, the charity of your choice. There's 6 different charities to choose from. One of those is Meals on Wheels America, and which would benefit the senior center. And so if you're looking at getting a new car, then go to your nearest Subaru dealer. And once you purchase that car, they will make a donation to the charity of your choice. And this is going on now through January 2nd.
Okay.
And so any cars purchased during that time, they'll give that $250 in a donation to the charity of your choice. And then as the event goes on, then they will, or as it ends, they will figure up how much they have made through, how much has been donated to each charity, and then they will give each partner charity a portion of that.
Nice.
Meals on Wheels America will distribute it between the charities that are underneath them.
Wow, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
That's a good promo there.
Mm-hmm. So on the 16th, we're going to have a dinner, and we'll be talking more about the Share the Love event. So if you'd like to get more information about the event, or come in and help the senior center out and have a great lunch, of course, we'll be doing that from 5 to 7 p.m.
Okay. Your Christmas one is when the date?
The 15th.
15th.
And the Friday before that.
Friday before. Okay.
And that will be 11 to 12:30.
I know I asked her. I said, "How'd the Thanksgiving go?" And what did you say? 170.
171 people for
Wow.
Thanksgiving lunch, and we're expecting the same, if not more, for Christmas. So,
wow.
yeah, it's always a very large day for us, and we're very thankful to have so many people to join us. During that time, just to get together and fellowship and have a good meal, and just enjoy others' presence, and just to be with other people and to socialize. That's one of the more important things about the senior center is the socialization. Some people, most people live alone now, and they come to the senior center just to get some interaction with another adult.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you do a great job. If you haven't been to the Boone County Senior Center, go by there and see Chris and the rest of the staff. You'll see a lot of these seniors are the same ones that go all the time because it gives them a place to go. Mm-hmm. New faces obviously come and go, but it's a fantastic place. We're lucky, a town our size, to have a senior center that's as modern and has all the activities that you see out there. Chris, thank you for coming in. I do appreciate you coming in. I know you're very busy always, but we like to have you come in every month or so and tell us what's going on. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you and all the staff out there. And go by and see them. Help out if you can. Volunteers are always needed. Thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. We hope we brought some information to you perhaps you didn't know about. Join us again each Monday as we have organizations come in and tell us about what's going on around the broadcast area. Thanks for joining us this week.